Good day, everyone. Today, we will be discussing a very important topic that lies at the heart of quality education: teachers' ethical and professional behavior. As educators, our words and actions greatly influence the mind and values of our students. That is why it is essential for every teacher to practice honesty, fairness, respect, and professionalism not only inside the classroom but also in the wider community. Let us explore the key principles that define what it truly means to be a role model in the teaching profession. Teacher is not only responsible for educating students in the classroom but also plays a vital role in the wider community. Their actions reflect their values, professionalism, and commitment to the public service. Ethical and professional behavior in the community includes upholding integrity and honesty. Teachers must act with honesty in all community engagements. They should avoid spreading false information and should always model truthful behavior. Integrity means being morally upright, consistent, and having strong ethical principles. Honesty is the quality of being truthful, transparent, and sincere. Together, these values form the foundation of trust in the teaching profession. For teachers, upholding integrity and honesty means always doing the right thing, even when it's difficult or no one is watching. It involves being accountable for one's action, being fair to all students, and making decisions based on the truth and justice. This is the key areas where integrity and honesty must be practiced. Number one is in the classroom. Fair grading. Teachers must evaluate students based on merits and performance and behavior, not on personal preferences, gifts, and or outside influences. Truthful teaching. Information shared in the class should be accurate and based on facts. Teachers must avoid spreading misinformation or personal bias. No cheating or manipulation. Teachers must not help students cheat or manipulate test scores for personal or school reputation. Number two, in communication. With students, teachers should be honest when giving feedback, correcting mistakes with kindness, and praising achievements sincerely. With parents, teachers must provide accurate updates on students' progress and behavior, even when the news is difficult to share. And with colleagues and superiors, integrity means being truthful in meetings, reports, and collaboration, and not taking credit for others' works. And records and reports. Teachers must never forge or falsify documents, such as attendance, grades, lesson plans, or student records. Honesty in documentation ensures fairness and accountability. These are the example of integrity and honesty in action. A teacher refuses a bribe from a parent who wants their child to pass undeservedly. A teacher admits a mistake in a lesson and corrects it in the next day. A teacher reports misconduct truthfully even if involves a close colleague. A teacher remains fair and consistent in enforcing classroom rules. This is the importance of integrity and honesty in teaching. Number one, builds trust. When teachers are honest and act with integrity, they earn the trust of students, parents, and the community. Trust is essential for effective learning and cooperation. Number two, sets a positive example. Teachers are role models. Students often imitate their behavior. Demonstrating integrity teaches young people to be honest, fair, and responsible citizens. Number three, maintain the honor of the profession. The teaching profession holds a high place in society. Upholding integrity preserves its dignity and credibility. Number 4, promotes justice and equality. Integrity ensures that all students are treated equally, regardless of background, status, or ability. It protects the rights of learners and promotes fairness in the school environment. So, in conclusion, upholding integrity and honesty is not just a personal choice. It is a professional responsibility for every teacher. It involves being truthful, fair, and consistent in all actions and decisions. A teacher who lives with integrity becomes a trusted guide, a respected professional, and an inspiration to students in the community. And let's proceed to the number two principles of teaching profession.
Showing respect for cultural and social values. Teachers must respect the beliefs, customs, and traditions of the community. They must avoid discrimination and promote inclusivity. Respecting cultural and social values means that teachers honor the beliefs, traditions, customs, and practices of the students and the communities they serve. It also means avoiding any form of bias, discrimination, or prejudice and making every learner feel valued, safe, and accepted in the learning environment. So sa panahon ngayon, sobrang mahalaga na matuto tayong rumispeto sa kultura at paniniwala ng iba kahit iba ito sa ating kinalakihan. Ang respeto sa cultural at social values ay hindi lang tungkol sa pagiging mabait. Ito ay paraan ng pagpapakita ng pagkakaisa, pag-unawa at pagiging bukas sa pagkakaiba-iba ng bawat isa. So ngayon, titingnan natin kung ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin nito at paano natin ito maipapakita sa araw-araw. Why it matters in teaching? Bakit mahalaga ang paggalang sa kultural at social values sa pagtuturo? In the Philippines, as in many other countries, schools serve learners from diverse ethnic, cultural, and religious backgrounds. Teachers play a major role in shaping how young people see and treat each other. When teachers demonstrate respect for cultural and social differences, students feel seen and appreciated. So mas nararamdaman ng mga estudyante na sila ay tanggap at pinahahalagahan. Families and communities trust and support the school more. So mas nagkakaroon ng tiwala at suporta ang mga pamilya at komunidad sa paaralan. Classrooms become more peaceful, united, and effective for learning. Sa ganitong paraan, hindi lang academic growth ang nagpapalakas kundi pati ang values ng respeto, pakikipagkapwa at pagiging bukas sa pagkakaiba-iba. Ways teachers can show respect for cultural and social values. Number one is understanding the community. So learn about the local culture, dialect, and custom. So alamin ang lokal na kultura, mga dialekto at kaugalian. Participate in local events or tradition to build stronger ties. So makabahagi sa mga lokal na event o tradition para mas mapatatag ang koneksyon sa komunidad. Avoiding criticizing or mocking local practices, clothing, food, or beliefs. Iwasang punahin o pagtawanan ang lokal na kaugalian, pananamit, pagkain, o paniniwala. So second is inclusive teaching. Use examples, stories, and teaching materials that represent different cultures and communities. So gumawa ng mga halimbawa, kwento, at teaching materials na kumakatawan sa iba't ibang kultura at komunidad. celebrate national and cultural holidays in a respectful and educational way, create classroom rules that support equality and acceptance. So, gumawa ng classroom rules na sumusuporta sa pagkakapantay-pantay at pagtanggap sa bawat isa. Number three is fair treatment. So, never judge students by religion, tribe, language, family income, or skin color. Provide equal opportunities for all students to participate, speak, and succeed. Avoid favoritism and treat everyone with the same level of care and concern. Number four is language sensitivity. Avoid hurtful language, teasing, or jokes based on someone's accent, religion, family background, and appearance. Encourage students to speak respectfully and to learn about each other's cultures. Example of respectful behavior. Teachers allows students to speak in their mother tongue when needed and encourages bilingual learning. A Muslim student is allowed to observe prayer time or fasting during Ramadan. A teacher includes cultural dance or songs from different provinces in class program. Teachers speak kindly about all groups and encourage students to do the same. So, what teachers must avoid? So, discrimination, treating students differently based on race, gender, religion, social class, and disability. Stereotyping, assuming things about students because of where they come from. So, cultural insensitivity, so laughing at or ignoring or rejecting tradition and customs. Exclusion, at leaving out students in activities because they are different. So here's the conclusion. A respectful teachers creates a learning space where diversity is celebrated and every student feels they belong. By showing respect for cultural and social values, teachers help shape a generation that is more compassionate, united, and socially responsible. So, that's all.
This is the number three key principles supporting community development. Teachers participate in outreach program, civic activities, and community education efforts. They act as role models and community leaders. Definition: supporting community development means that teachers go beyond classroom duties to actively contribute to the growth, well-being, and progress of the local community. They engage in projects, activities, and partnerships that aim to improve the of people, them especially the students and their families. Teachers are not just educators, they are also leaders, partners, and influencers in shaping a better, more sustainable community. Why community development matters in teaching. Teachers play an important role in the development of society when they support community development. Education becomes more relevant and meaningful to students' real life experiences. Families and local leaders become more involved and supportive of school programs. Students learn the value of social responsibility and civic engagement. Ways teachers support community development. Number one, community involvement. Participate in barangay activities such as cleanup drives, feeding programs, and health campaigns. serve as resource persons or leaders in seminars or training for parents and youth, collaborate with local leaders and other groups to support education and development goals. Number 2, promoting lifelong learning. Offer literacy programs or tutorial sessions for out-of-school youth or parents. Help organize community workshops on topics like parenting, farming, livelihood, or health. Number 3, encouraging student participation. Involve students in outreach activities like tree planting, coastal cleanups, or charity events. Teach values like volunteerism, bayanihan, and social awareness through class projects. Number 4, using local resources. Integrate local culture, history, and practices into lessons. Invite local elders or professionals to speak in class or share experiences. Use the community as an extension of the classroom, like conducting immersion activities, field work, or interviews. Here's examples of community supportive teachers. A teacher organizes a reading camp during summer in a remote city. A teacher collaborates with health workers to hold a nutrition seminar for parents. A group of teachers leads a livelihood training for unemployed mothers in the barangay. A teacher helps students plant a community garden to promote food security. Qualities of a teacher who supports community development. Active and visible in community activities. Collaborated with local institutions and stakeholders. Compassionate and service-oriented, especially to marginalized groups. Resourceful in connecting school learning to real-world community needs. Here's the conclusion. When teachers support community development, they extend their influence beyond the classroom. They become partners in nation building, helping create stronger, healthier, and more educated communities. Their service, their service shows students that education is not just about personal success but about uplifting others and making a difference. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, we have number 4, K principle, which is maintaining professional boundaries. Means while being friendly and approachable, teachers must maintain clear boundaries with learners and community members. They should avoid situations that might compromise their integrity or the profession's dignity. So, ibig sabihin na kahit na mahalagang maging magiliw at madaling lapitan ang mga guro, kailangan pa rin nilang panatilihin ang malinaw na hangganan sa pagitan nila at ng mga mag-aaral at ng mga tao sa komunidad. Dapat nilang iwasan ang mga sitwasyon na maaaring makasira sa kanilang dangal o sa reputasyon ng propesyon bilang guro. Other definition, maintaining professional boundaries means that teachers keep a clear and respectful line between their personal life and professional role. It involves appropriate behavior and interactions with students, parents, colleagues, and the community that protect both the teacher's integrity and the safety and well-being of others. So these boundaries are essential in building mutual respect, trust, and a safe learning environment. So why it matters? Teachers hold a position of authority and influence, especially over their students without proper boundaries. First is misunderstandings can occur. Halimbawa, kung ang isang guro ay palaging magte-text o nakikipag-chat sa isang estudyante tungkol sa personal na bagay, maaaring isipin ng ibang estudyante o magulang na may favoritismo o special relationship sila. Dahil dito, pwedeng magalit o magduda ang ibang magulang at estudyante na magdudulot ng hindi pagkakaunawaan at tsismis laban sa guro. Second is unethical behavior may happen. Kung ang isang guro ay humihingi o tumatanggap ng mahalagang regalo o pera mula sa estudyante kapalit ng mataas na marka, ito ay unethical behavior dahil ginagamit ng guro ang kanyang posisyon para sa pansariling pakinabang. Third is students or parents may lose respect for the teacher. Example, maaring gumawa ang guro ng hindi tamang gawain, gaya ng sayop na. Kung ang guro ay palaging nagbibiro ng hindi naaangkop o bastos sa harap ng klase, maaaring isipin ng mga estudyante at magulang na hindi siya seryoso o hindi professional. Dahil dito, mawawala ang respeto nila sa kanya bilang isang guro. Four is it may result in disciplinary actions or damage in the teacher's reputations. Kung ang guro ay makikipagrelasyon o magpapakita ng sobrang pagiging malapit sa isang estudyante, maaring ireklamo siya ng magulang o paaralan dahil dito pwedeng masuspende, matanggal sa trabaho at masira ang kanyang reputasyon bilang guro. So, professional boundaries protect both the teacher and the people they serve. Areas where teacher must maintain boundaries. First is with students. Avoid favoritism, treat all students fairly and equally. Respect personal space and privacy. Do not ask appropriate questions or share too much about personal life. Keep communication appropriate. Avoid private chats, late night texts, or messaging outside school matters. No romantic relationships with students, regardless of age or consent. Second is with parents. Be respectful and professional when discussing student performance. Avoid oversharing personal matters or developing overly personal friendships that may affect fairness. Maintain confidentiality and avoid gossiping about students or other teachers. Third is with colleagues. Maintain professional respect even during disagreements. Avoid office gossip, forming cliques, or unprofessional behavior in the workplace. Respect workplace boundaries, time, and responsibilities. Number four is on social media. Avoid posting content that can harm your professional image. Do not friend or follow students on personal accounts unless for academic purposes and with school policy approval. Be cautious about sharing personal opinions or information online that may be misinterpreted. So we have the examples of maintaining boundaries. A teacher sets a rule to communicate with students only during hours and only for academic purposes. A teacher avoids giving rides home to students unless officially authorized. A teacher keeps respectful distance during social events and avoids drinking alcohol around students. A teacher listens to students' problems but refers them to a guidance counselor for serious matters. Signs of unhealthy boundary crossing. Becoming too emotionally involved with the student or their family. Accepting expensive gifts or favors from students or parents. Spending time alone with a student in private settings. Using appropriate jokes or language in class. In short, when the relationship between the teacher and students goes beyond being professional and becomes too personal or special, it is no longer healthy and can be dangerous. Conclusion. Maintaining professional boundaries is not about being cold or distant. It is about creating a safe, respectful, and effective learning environment where rules are clear and respect is mutual. A teacher who knows their limits and respects others' boundaries builds stronger trust, sets a good example, and upholds the dignity of the teaching profession. So, in other words, maintaining professional boundaries does not mean being unfriendly, but it means creating a safe and respectful environment where everyone understands their roles. This helps build trust, sets a good example, and keeps the dignity of teaching. That's all. Thank you.
Promoting lifelong learning. Teachers inspire promote not just students but also adults in the community to value education. They may take part in literacy programs or skills training initiatives. Teachers inspire not just students but also adults in the community to value education. Promoting lifelong learning means encouraging the continuous pursuit of knowledge, skills, and personal growth, not only for students, but also for oneself. As a teacher, lifelong learning is the belief that learning does not stop after school, but continues throughout life, both inside and outside the classroom. Teachers who promote lifelong learning inspire others to become curious, self-motivated, and open to change, preparing them to adapt in a fast-changing world. Why lifelong learning is important for teachers and students? For students, it helps them become independent learners capable of thinking critically and solving problems. It encourages them to stay curious, creative, and adaptive. It prepares them for future careers, social change, and new technologies. For teacher, it helps them stay updated with modern teaching strategies, technologies, and subject knowledge. It improves their confidence and effectiveness as educator. It shows commitment to per- professional growth and excellence in teaching. Ways teacher promote lifelong learning. The, by being role model, encouraging curiosity, providing opportunities for exploration, practicing continuous professional development, promoting growth mindset. Example of teachers promoting lifelong learning. A teacher enrolls in graduate studies or online courses to improve their skills. A teacher starts a classroom library or reading club. A teacher teaches students how to independently research and think critically. A teacher gives to three life changing challenges to solve using creativity and collaboration. Challenge and how to overcome them. Limited resources use free learning tools like online resources, community libraries, or mobile apps. Lack of time. Set small, manageable learning goals and model that even short learning moments matter. Student disinterest, connect lesson to student lives and interest to spark engagement. Okay na?
Conclusion, asa to imong paper?
Promoting lifelong learning is one of the most powerful things a teacher can do. It means planting the seeds of curiosity, growth, and self-development in every student and continuing to nurture those qualities in themselves. Teachers who promote lifelong learning help create a society of thinkers, innovators, and responsible citizens who never stop growing.
Number 6, being accountable and transparent. Teachers are accountable for their actions inside and out the school. They must be open to feedback and demonstrate responsible citizens. Definition. Accountability means being responsible for your action, decision, and performance as a teacher. It's involved acknowledging mistakes, fulfilling your duties, and taking ownership of your professional role. Transparency, on the other hand, means being open, honest, and clear, especially in your communication, grading, decision making, and dealings with students, parents, and school authorities. Together, accountability and transparency build trust, respect, and credibility in the teaching profession. Why it's important in teaching. Teachers are interested with education, development, and well-being of learners, being accountable and transparent. Number promotes fairness in teaching and grading. Encourages honest communication with students, parents, and colleges. Build trust and confidence in the teacher's integrity. Improves the school relationship with the community. Ways teachers show accountability and transparency. Number 1, taking responsibility. Meet deadlines, lesson plans, reports, student records. Admit and correct mistakes without blaming others. Accept feedback from superiors, colleges, and students with openness. Follow school policies, legal requirements, and ethical guidelines. Number 2, being honest in assessment. Grade student fairly and based on clear rubrics or criteria. Explain how grades are computed or how students can improve. Avoid manipulating scores or giving grades based on favoritism, bribes, and pressures. Number 3, clear and open communication. Keep students and parents informed about academic performance, behavior, and school activities. Respond professionally to concern or questions. Report concerns or issues honestly with hiding or distorting facts. Number 4, fulfilling professional duties. Attend class regularly and be punctual. Prepare lessons and activities with care and effort. Support school programs and fulfill assigned responsibilities with commitment.
Number 5, financial and resources transparency. If had if handling school or class funds for projects or field trips, report expenses clearly and honestly. Avoid misusing school property or resources for personal gain. Example of accountable and transparent behavior. Example, a teacher who makes a grading error admits it, correct the mistake, and inform the student and parents. A teacher informs parents about child's poor performance early, not just at the end of the term. A class advisor gives a clear breakdown of how class funds were spent during a school event. A teacher facing personal challenges informs the principal properly, rather than being absent without explanation. Consequences of lacking accountability and transparency. Loss of trust and respect from students, parents, and co-workers. Damage to professional reputation, possible legal or administrative actions, suspensions, complaints, negative impact on student learning and classroom environment. Conclusion. Being accountable and transparent means that a teacher is trustworthy, responsible, and honest in all aspects of their work. These values reflects a true professional, someone who can be counted in not just to teach, but to lead by example. A teacher who is accountable and transparent earns the respect of the community and becomes a model of integrity for students. That's all. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, classmates. We are the group 4 from Balitbog Bukidnon cluster, and this is our report. It's all about organizational leadership. Organizational leadership in education refers to a teacher's or school leader's ability to guide, influence, and inspire others within the school or learning community towards achieving shared goals. It involves managing responsibilities, making sound decisions, and promoting teamwork while maintaining a positive and productive learning environment. It is not limited or it is not limited to principals or administrators. Every teacher can practice leadership by being a role model, problem solver, and change maker within their school or community. Ibig pong sabihin, ang pamumunuang organizational sa edukasyon ay ang kakayahan ng guro o pinuno ng paaralan na gumabay at magbigay ng magandang impluensya sa mga nasa paligid niya. Example, mga estudyante, sa kapwa guro at buong komunidad ng paaralan upang magkaisa at magtulungan sa pag-abot ng mga layunin ng paaralan. Hindi lang ito trabaho ng mga principal or administrator. Kahit simpleng guro, pwedeng maging leader sa pamamagitan ng pagiging mabuting halimbawa, pagpapakita ng malasakit, pagresolba ng mga problema, at pagsimula ng mga pagbabago para sa ikabubuti ng paaralan. Ang mahalaga, marunong makisama, makinig at tumulong para mapanatili ng maayos, masaya at epektibong lugar para sa pagtuturo.
Key qualities of an educational leader. So, pag-usapan natin ang mga key qualities o mga importanteng katangian ng isang educational leader tulad ng principal o school tumutulong magbigay ng maayos at matagumpay na direksyon sa paaralan. So visionary has a clear purpose and inspire others to work toward long-term goals. So visionary may malinaw na layunin at inspirasyon para sa lahat. So ibig sabihin, may malinaw siyang goal para sa future ng paaralan at na i-inspire niya ang mga teachers, student at parents na magsama-sama para maabot ito. So collaborative works well with teachers, students, parents and stakeholders. So magaling makipagtulungan sa iba, marunong siyang makisama at makipag-coordinate sa mga teachers, estudyante, magulang at iba pang stakeholder ng school. So, effective communicator, shares ideas clearly and listen actively. So, no, ethical pala, ethical rather. So, makes fair and honest decision for all benefits of all. So, tapat at makatarungan sa desisyon. Gumagawa siya ng tama at patas na desisyon para sa kabutihan ng lahat, hindi para sa pansariling interest. Ideas clearly and lessons magaling magpahayag ng idea at makinig sa iba. Klaro siyang magsalita, marunong makinig, at naiintindihan ng lahat ang mensahe niya. So problem solver addresses challenges with activity and calm judgment. So kalma at malinaw or malikhain sa pagresolba ng problema. Hindi siya basta natataranta, iniisip niyang mabuti ang sitwasyon at hinaharap ang pinaka-epektibong solusyon. So flexible and adaptable. So embraces change and encourages innovation. Subuka sa pagbabago at marunong mag-adjust kahit may bigla ang pagbabago kaya kaya niyang mag-adjust at naghahanap siya ng bagong paraan para mapabuti ang sitwasyon. So, ang mga katangiang ito ay mahalaga sa isang educational leader dahil sila ang nagsisilbing gabay ng buong paaralan para sa mas maganda at matagumpay na kinabukasan. So, thank you.
Examples of organizational leadership in schools. A teacher leads a school committee, feeding program, environmental club, or student council. A class advisor helps students organize outreach activities or school events. A head teacher creates strategies to improve reading performance in their grade level. A head teacher creates nalibog naman pa ni. A teacher mentors new colleges and promotes collaboration among staff. A principal works with teachers and parents to improve school facilities. Thank you.
Next is the importance of organizational leadership in education. First, improve school performance. Strong leadership results in better planning, coordination, and implementation of school program. So, ang maayos na pamumuno ay nakatutulong sa mas sistematikong pagpaplano, mas maayos na koordinasyon, at mas epektibong pagsasakatuparan ng mga programa ng paaralan. Dahil dito nagiging mas maayos ang takbo ng paaralan at mas natutugunan ang pangangailangan ng mga estudyante. Encourages teamwork and collaboration. Leaders help create a culture of respect and cooperation among teachers and staff. Sa pamagitan ng mahusay na liderato, nabubuo ang kultura ng paggalang at pagtutulungan sa pagitan ng mga guro at iba pang kawani. Nagiging mas magaan at mas produktibo ang trabaho dahil lahat ay nagtutulungan para sa isang layunin. Builds a positive school environment. Good leaders promote discipline, motivation, and shared responsibility. Ang mabubuting leader ay nagbibigay ng inspirasyon sa iba na maging disiplinado, may motibasyon at may malasakit sa kapwa. Nagiging mas maayos, mas masaya at mas magalang ang kapaligiran sa paaralan. Inspire students' growth. Teachers who lead by example help students develop leadership skills, confidence, and initiative. So, kapag ang mga guro mismo ang nagpapakita ng magandang halimbawa, mas nai-inspire ang mga estudyante na maging mas kumpiyansa, magkaroon ng inisyatiba at matutong mamuno sa maliit o malaking paraan. The last is supports continuous improvement. Leaders encourage professional development, innovation, and open communication in the school. Pinapalakas ng mga leader ang patuloy na pagkatuto at inobasyon ng mga guro at kawani. Hinihikayat nila ang pagbabahagi ng ideya at pagbubukas ng komunikasyon para mas lalo pang mapabuti ang sistema sa paaralan.
Conclusion. Organizational leadership is essential for the success of any educational institution. With whether you are a teacher, advisor, or school head, your ability to lead with purpose, fairness, and collaboration can make a lasting impact. A good leader in education is someone who does not command from above, but leads by serving others, guiding with vision, and leadership in education is not about position. It's about influence, responsibility, and the courage to make a difference. Thank you for listening. At dyan po nagtatapos ang aming report tungkol sa organizational leadership. Maraming salamat po.